Does Mike have his head in the clouds, or is he all business?
Find out what it really means to let the inmates run the asylum.
All this and more today on Locked On.
Hi everyone, today we'll be looking at Cloudface, a game developed by FutureBeard. This consisting of Corey McDaniel, who did the art and animation, Craig Johnson, who did the programming for the game, and also Callum Boehm, who did the music, which I completely love. Right now it's in a pre-alpha build, and it's a one-level game for now, at least what you have available, and one zone area, but in that one zone area it is so much fun. It's a 2D platformer where you are a business cloud trying to collect all of your documents while avoiding creeps and enemies, such as these rolling little pink cats who try to get in your way and explode. It's just wildly entertaining. It has a cartoony, hand-animated, and very smooth, energetic art animations with very, very funny art. I love the way it's drawn. The running animation alone, when I just booted up the game, had me laughing. It looks like he's dancing along with very upbeat and hilarious music. It's so happy. I love it. I just listened to the music. I turned it up and listened to it for about 5 minutes, just listening to that smooth voice of that man. So far, this pre-alpha version is just the core of the game. It's got the cloud has the ability to float up and around and just move around. The devs on the site say they have planned power-ups with the characters, so there's something called the rainbow power-up that I saw, and it looked like he was shooting a rainbow out of his mouth, and it just looks so much fun. Along with new zones and levels, which when they get it out there, I'm going to be super excited for. I can't wait to play more of this game. I'm super hyped for the game. After seeing an Indie Impressions video, I've actually been like an avid visitor of the site on indieDB.com just to see how the progress with the game is going. I think the power-ups, along with the more levels, this will in total just be a fantastic game. If you love the look of the game, or would like to get your hands on this pre-alpha version, like I said, you can find them on indieDB.com. Also remember to upvote them on Indie of the Year Awards. So if you enjoy a funny platformer with fantastic art, music, and gameplay, I suggest getting your hands on this awesome game.
I had the pleasure of playing a game that truly screamed back to my roots. It's a game created by the developers Twisted Genius, with a J, and the game is entitled Twisty's Asylum, where you play a giant purple brain with teeth who escapes from a mental asylum, or tries, I might say, in a really awesome throwback to the 1990s style of platforming games. It's a very strong nostalgic feel to it. It reminds me of games like Gex the Gecko from back in the day. It's dark, 3D, single-player, action-style adventure that puts you straight in the middle of what seems to be the greatest escape of all time. The greatest thing about the game that I noticed is the fact that they developed the entire game off of a short animation they actually made for their company. The fact that just a short intro sparked such creativity that it came across as this game right here. As I stated, it has a great nostalgic feel, down to the artwork, to the character design, and into just the collectibles that you can get throughout the game. There's a vast array of enemies in the game as well that makes me really excited, ranging from the janitorial staff to the doctors with scalpels running around and chasing you, to demons and ghosts that you actually summon yourself at the beginning of the game. And the fact that this brain, Mr. Twisty himself, has a long array of abilities that you could use at your disposal really makes it fun for you to figure out different ways to get out of sticky situations which are not short on the list of running into. Just a couple of little tweaks that I think I might ask the devs to work on. There's really a lack of direction in terms of what the player needed to do. You don't really see your progress until you find the files for your save points. There's no actual, like, you need to do this or you need to do that. As much as I love an open world, a clue or a hint about exactly what Mr. Twisty is supposed to be doing would probably help a lot of this generation's game players. Old school people like me, I love to go slam my head against walls and figure out what to do. That fine by me, but for other people in this generation who aren't used to the way we roll, it might be a little off-putting. And the randomness of the pickups when it comes to the abilities kind of threw me for a loop. I would randomly get a new ability that I didn't know was coming my way. Now, while that was a nice surprise for me, people will probably see that as, what just happened? How am I supposed to use this? Who am I supposed to use this on? What does it actually do? There's just no real description or explanation of what happens as you progress. But again, for old school gamers who love the open array of abilities and just open array of the world to explore, we're going to enjoy that. We love that to a T, and I especially did. It just might help gamers of this generation who are really based on the linear progression scale for most games in mainstream, just to give them a couple of breadcrumbs to show them where to go. Now, some of the greatest things about the game, one of the things is the assassinations. The fact that you come up behind somebody and literally nom 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 them is hilarious. I absolutely love the assassination animation. The hypnosis factor is really cool because it doesn't affect everybody. It only affects a handful of the creatures and enemies that I ran into. And it's a really cool aspect to help add a new dimension to Twisty's escape. The disguise factor and the humor factor of the entire game is awesome. Some of the little text they put in the game really made me chuckle and just continues to throw back to the nostalgic feel of how games used to be, how they just were made for fun and made just for kicks and giggles, not for the money. And it's just, it was a really, really big breath of fresh air in my personal opinion. Twisty's Asylum, really awesome game, absolutely free. You can get it from their website, you can get it from indieDB, or you can download it on your Desura. Please go try this game. Twisty is completely insane, and it's a lot of fun, especially if you love the old school adventure action style platforming genre. So go pick it up, go try it out. You will not be disappointed.
And that'll wrap things up for us today here on Locked On. Make sure you hit the subscribe button above. Make sure you go check out the games that we talked about listed below. And make sure you come back next time for all things indie. I'm your boy Raven, and you are officially Locked On.